Welcome to the Ghosthead Nerd Talk Podcast. Conversation about all nerd culture from all the corners of the world. Now here are your two Ghostbuster hosts, Joe and Wayne.
Hey, all you cool busters and bustettes. I'm Ghostbuster Joe, and welcome to Ghosthead Nerd Talk Podcast, episode 79. Wow, 79 episodes. And now, introducing to the mic, the lady with the purple hair that'll make your pack looking bright and beautiful again, the one and only, Rain.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
And she's back, our favorite lady from Texas, the one and only, y'all. We don't say y'all, it's Val.
We say howdy.
And Vinny, welcome, Vinny.
Hi, Vinny.
He's
Vinny.
one of our number one fans. He's one of the good people. He's a good one. He's one of my Keystone friends. So, Val, welcome back to the fun, the chaos of Ghosthead Nerd Talk. So, we missed you.
I missed you guys too.
Oh.
I also miss having. No. I also miss having internet and power and all that good stuff for like almost a week. But
I remember that fondly when I was in. We had a snowstorm here in Pennsylvania, and we lost power for like 3 or 4 days. It was bad.
Yeah.
So we're in our topic tonight here on Ghosthead Nerd Talk. We are going to talk about, what was it, Rain? We can talk about cars, right?
Yeah, because though some people don't associate nerd culture with cars, but I think there is a culture behind it, because we grew up with cars, and they change so much throughout the years, and there's cars that that are its own characters, like the DeLorean and like the 18 van, and of course the Ectomobile. Those are their own characters, so they're a part of nerd culture. So I was like, what would be our favorite dream cars to talk about, or things that that we're just really into. I've done lots of mechanical work on cars, so so I thought it'd be something fun and a little different versus movies and TVs, and those are all good topics, and games and all that, but just never really hear about cars very often. So figured be different. We're all different. Let's do something different.
Yeah.
Nerds don't talk about cartoons and TV shows. We talk about cars too. Jeez.
Yeah, because there's car nerds. I mean, there's some guys who will tell you every little minute detail on whatever car.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit of a car nerd when it comes to Volkswagens. They're cool Volkswagens from the 50s and the 60s, because I've had 6 of them and a bus. So,
wow.
And I've restored them, and I used to be in a car club. So,
Rad.
So I think do you want which Val or Rain? Who wants to start off?
I can if you want.
Looking over.
I've had lots of cars growing up. My first was an 88 Hyundai XL 5-speed. My current vehicle, which it's a 2017 Altima, is like the second automatic I've ever owned. I've always had a manual, so I've learned on a manual, always drive in the manual, and just given my kind of background on my vehicles. I learned to drive on, I didn't learn, I got my license April 2nd, 1992. And it was quite funny, because when I got the test was done, the instructor was like, okay, you passed. And I was like, this isn't an April Fool's joke, right? And he was like, no, that was yesterday. And he was like, yeah, you passed. And I've been driving ever since. But I've always had a fondness for just cars, especially living in California, where LA, it's car culture. So it's you're lucky if the bus gets you within 5 miles of where you need to go, and public transit just doesn't really, it's not very good. It's not very plentiful like in Portland or New York and other cities like that for whatever reason. So it was kind of a necessity to if you wanted to work, or plus when you have a car, all your friends really want to, you know, always want to hang out. So we always had somewhere to go, always driving somewhere. So, but yeah, I've always had air-cooled Volkswagens were my thing. They were really cheap and great transportation, and it was though they didn't go very fast, but that was, they weren't designed for speed. It was more economy. But they were fun to work on. Parts were plentiful. I mean, you could easily buy one for I think my first one was a 69 Goodyear, and and it was an automatic that was converted to a manual, and I think I bought it for like $1,500, and it was in great shape. It was all white, still original, and yeah, and you can't buy that car today. Someone would charge you like easy like $8,000 or $9,000 for that. And it was just it was a lot of fun. My other friend had a Volkswagen, and they were easy to work on. And so my dad showed me how to work on them, and yeah, we bought it was when you could still work on cars. You can't do that with modern cars today, but there was it was called the Chilton's book, or it was the Ultimate VW Guide. But they had the full breakdown of the cars by years to different books, and you can actually go in there and find out what you need to do to tune your carburetor, what you need to do to replace master cylinder and replace the brake pads and do this, and because with the Volkswagen it's all cable and wire, there's not a whole lot of electronics, so your clutch is by a cable, and every so often your clutch cable would break and you couldn't shift. So I mean, you would have to go out and run the cable through, like, you know, the center tunnel and reattach it to the back of the where the transmission was at, and then attach it back on and reach your hand up underneath the car. And the gas pedal was the same way, you know, every so often you put your foot to the gas and it would snap the fucking cable, and you got to learn how to fix. Yeah, you got to learn how to fix all that. But it was great because it taught me a lot about mechanics and electronics, and it was a great way of ownership of my own vehicle, which you just can't do with a modern car today. I mean, you have to take it to a dealership because you need to be a fucking rocket scientist under that hood of what that car is. It's not like the older cars where you can easily change your own oil, you know, and change your own brakes, and it was fun. My dad had in my dad's garage, my grandpa rebuilt a 1912 Ford Model T flat wood stake bed truck, and he restored it from the ground up. And we've always had this car culture in like my family. So my dad always fixed his own cars and things like that. So yeah, I've had lots of VWs that I kind of just went through. Had a 61, a 66, that's my favorite year. Because it was with the most upgrades before they changed the front end to the 67 year, but it still carried a lot of the older style stuff. But gosh, a 68, a 69, a 70, a 71, and I had a 66 split window bus, which was my favorite. It was a 13 window bus. It was sitting in a park in Los Angeles for over 25 years, and it hadn't driven since the 70s, and it was pretty crazy. And yeah, restored it, got her back on the road, and I loved it. But a little bit of my car background. Sorry, the ramble, but
no, you're good. You're talking about what you love the most. You love cars, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I do. If I guess top vehicles, if I had the money, was able to buy, it would be a like a 59 VW double cab bus. They were amazing. So it's like a bus, but and when it has the extra cab on the back, it doesn't have the full back, but it's a flatbed stake, and the sides of the beds can fold down, and so you can carry larger loads, but you can also put a large canopy over it, and it just looks so cool. And you can put one of the bigger 2-liter like 2250 or 2200 motors in it, and we can actually get some good speed on them. But that would be my ultimate one. Why 59? Because they have the bullet turn signals on them. They were really really different original until they moved to the 60s, and they went with the larger rounded lights. So there were lots of little differences. 57 oval window bug would probably be my other one. because on the back windows they were much larger. But in 57 was the last year they had, it was an oval window right out the back. Really cool. I had a friend of mine, he had a forest green one. We used to ride in that thing till, all manner of night, playing Cypress Hill, smoking weed. Lots of good times with that one. Yeah. Not if it was modern car today, I've been eyeing. I just have a thing for Volkswagens. One thing, a trick that we used to do, and I'm sorry I kind of moved off from, but one thing is because they're air cooled, they don't have a radiator. And I used to deliver car parts as a side job when I was younger. And when I would go to the shop, I would fuck with the mechanics because they'd be like, "Hey, my radiator is having a leak. Can you take a look at it?" And then you would see the mechanic walk around the front, walk around the back, walk around the front, walk around the back, and they're just scratching their head like, "Where the fuck is the radiator?" And it's like, yeah, it doesn't have a radiator. It doesn't? How does it cool? It's air cooled. So, I mean, fun fact too, the Volkswagen Beetle was the very first car that was used in the Antarctic. It was used for the Antarctic expedition because it was air cooled. It didn't need a radiator. And Volkswagen engines love the cold. When it gets hot, they get tired and slow, and it's very sluggish. So they hate the heat because they're air cooled, so, and it just runs hotter. So when it's a nice cold day in the morning, gosh, I could get really good speed in my car. But if it was a really hot day, which was all the time in LA, yeah, you had to push the gas a bit more. And sometimes if you push too hard because they're air cooled, you get some blown seals, some oil leaks. And you always say a Volkswagen doesn't leak oil, it's just marking its spot. So that was always the thing. But yeah, they do. I mean, sometimes you can, it'd be good about keeping up on it. My dad hated it because he was like, "You're marking my driveway." Like, "Dad, it's a fucking driveway. Who cares?" But it's like doing with the little oil spots. We had to put the pan underneath when I would park a car at night. So that just memories of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not too much into modern cars. I mean, though I like them, appreciate them, I don't care for electrics. Though, I mean, they have their place and all that. It's only because I don't care for Elon Musk. But if they, if a Subaru or Toyota came out with a good electric car, I would be interested in possibly changing something like that. But right now, yeah, nah, I like V-dubs. That's my thing. Well, that and like the Echo and the DeLorean, but those are obvious things. So, but if it was outside of movie cars, those would be like my picks. They're just so much fun. And you'd always get the people with the thumbs up when you drive by because it's just such an iconic car of the 60s and the 50s. And when you drive one, especially with the bus, I mean, you sit over the front wheels and that's such a different experience than when the wheels are in the front. You're a little bit further kind of in the middle. When you sit right over it, when you turn, it's just super cool. It's just interesting and different. And my dad had a bus. I grew up with my parents having V-dubs, so such an iconic vehicle. Yeah. So that's my favorite cars. I mean, I could say about modern cars too, but whatever.
You next, Val.
Oh dear. All right. So I know you just said that this one is kind of just like a typical kind of basic one, but the reason I'm saying this is because there's one nearby and I'm trying to get my hands on it and nobody knows about it. Thank God, because if they found this car at the price that it's at, people would be going after it. There is a guy near me that has a DeLorean in really good condition.
Really?
And I'm trying to just figure out a way to get the money to get that car because it's a freaking DeLorean.
You hear that, audience? Val needs a car.
Yeah, come on, let's start a GoFundMe. I need my DeLorean, guys. But it's a car. Yeah,
though I heard the engines are crap, but I heard you could do electric conversions on it or put better engines in it.
Okay. I mean, it's an old car. I'll figure out something.
Yeah.
That
would be cool.
So first of all, there's that one, and if I were to get my hands on that, I mean, I would without a doubt Back to the Future it out. Like there's a couple more DeLoreans in Houston. They're just regular just DeLoreans. Like they haven't done anything with them. I would go crazy if I got one. Like I would go crazy with it and all the custom stuff. Like I would freaking love that.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then so I grew up around like older cars, like, you know, because my dad's like a he's a lowrider. He likes all that stuff.
Nice.
Thing is, it was pretty funny though, because I hated lowriders growing up. And now I appreciate them, but I don't care for them at all, you know?
Yeah.
They're cool cars, but they're annoying. You have to be
Yeah.
careful the way you drive them. My dad's told me they're hard to take care of. They rust
Yeah.
easily. Like,
And like where I live,
Especially,
it's
yeah.
like the roads are horrible. Like they are absolutely horrible. And then like a lot of the times, depending on how you build your lowrider, it's like it's a very bumpy ride in a
Yeah.
lowrider. And where I live, it's just like boom, boom, boom. Like it's so uncomfortable, and I hate it. And I
Plus,
like
wire wheels are a bitch to clean.
yeah. But for some reason though, and I don't know why, we don't know how it happened, but one day my dad got an old square body truck. He was just like gonna buy it, like fix it up, flip it, and sell it. And I was so happy like that he got that truck. I was like, man, this thing's amazing. And he's like, what the hell? Why is she happy with this old, like this, like, you know, piece of junk? But I loved it. And so whatever, he sold it. But that just kind of stuck with me. And like, as I've gotten older, like I love square body trucks. I love the old 80s square bodies and the 70s square bodies. They like, I love them so freaking much. They're so beautiful. And like, they're just big and they're so square, but I love the squareness.
Yeah. They're iconic
like
for
them
its
square
time, yeah.
bodies.
Yes. I love the squareness. So I was joking, by the way, about, you know, anyways.
Nickelodeon Val has a secret crush on SpongeBob. It's okay.
No.
You like them square bodies. It's okay.
No.
SpongeBob, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
SpongeBob's
Nah.
just like there. You just see him go, and it's like he's just wearing his boxers, and he's just like, "Ee!" And then he runs away.
You know, funny enough, I think my dad thinks that I had a crush on SpongeBob when I was a kid because I loved watching SpongeBob. And my dad's like, oh yeah, I used to love watching SpongeBob. Like whenever he's running around in his tidy whities, I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Perfect
Anyway.
man in the box. He wears a suit every. See, Val, do you guys, ladies, realize he's the perfect man? He always wears a suit. He wears his overalls.
He wears shorts with a shirt and tie.
Wears short. He's always wearing a tie. He always wears a
yeah.
white shirt and a tie. He has a pet. He has a job. He drives. He's not that good.
he has his
But
own house.
He has a
Yeah,
house.
names.
His neighbor's a prick, but like that's That's
I like
most neighbors.
Squidward.
Squidward's so relatable.
Yeah, like, and he plays a really nice instrument, but he thinks he's really nice. He's his
I love
own-
that episode where it's like he's like playing the clarinet. He opens the door and the guy, like a fish is there at the door, like a doctor or whatever. He's like, I was told there's a dying animal on the premises. He slams the door in his face.
There's a really good meme that I saw. It so perfectly encapsulates. It's like Patrick, and it's like young, dumb as fuck, and it's like it's SpongeBob, and it says optimistic about the future, and then it's Squidward. It's like you're older and doesn't like and hates the world and hates everyone.
Yeah. But no, so anyways, back to the square bodies. One truck that I would love to get is a 1980 K5 Blazer.
Yes, those are cool.
I love the Blazers, and actually, it's funny. So right now, I have a 1986 GMC K1500, big, long bed truck. Now originally though, that's not what I was looking for. We found that I wanted to start looking for a. I was looking for a Blazer, a K5 Blazer to turn into an Ecto, and I was.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I was searching like for a month, and my dad too, and like we both had off because like our schedules were like never lining up, but whenever they did, we would spend all day driving like through neighborhoods around Houston looking for K5 Blazers, and like it was so frustrating because if we found them, they either weren't for sale, they didn't want to sell them, and like they'd be in like really good condition too, and they wouldn't want to sell those. And then like the ones that they did want to sell, they were in horrible condition.
Like
So
junk,
like
right?
yes, and like the rockers were just like really rusted, and like it wasn't just like the common rust areas, like it was everything, and it was like let's like now. And so we just kept looking and looking and looking, and one day my dad's like, "Hey Valerie, I came across this truck like a month ago. Like why don't you go take a look at it?" Like it popped back up on my page, like go look at it. I was like, okay. So we went to a place like that's like 5 minutes from my house. I was selling the truck, GMC K1500. It's all black, roll bar, everything. And I looked at it and I was like, oh shoot, this is nice. And they're like, hey, take it for a test run. Leave your truck here. And like, y'all take this one. Okay. We get in. I immediately fell in love.
Oh,
But
So
I'd
you
still
grew
like a K5.
Val was drooling. She needed a napkin.
Yeah, sorry. My bad, guys.
Hey, like that big TikTok. Drinking, want some water? Oh, like that dude with Slimer. You need a napkin? Well, oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, like we were
Oh,
driving the
that's a
truck
cool,
though.
unique
Like,
choice. Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm now I will say that like I'm really happy that we chose this truck, that we couldn't find a Blazer. And I'm happy that I have this truck. But I'd still like a K5. Like even
Sure.
if I don't ecto it out, just a K5 would be like really freaking cool. Then I guess now I know you like named like 2 old vehicles and a new vehicle, so now I'd like to name a new vehicle as well.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't name a new vehicle yet, but I mean, but
I thought you did. I thought you said
No, I
something
said
new.
I said it was interested in electrics, but well, I'll let you finish and then I'll say my new vehicles that I'm interested in.
Okay. My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. A new vehicle though that I would really like, and is a Cybertruck. I'm kidding. It's not a Cybertruck.
No, those are horrible. They're all over the place here.
I'm kidding. I know. I remember the
Oh.
first time I saw one, I was like, "Oh my god, those things are out!" But
Oh, there, that's
yeah.
the Batmobile. Yeah, I saw them at the freaking concert I went to at Bethel Woods.
dang it, that was one of my older choices. But I was gonna name
The
later.
Batmobile. Yeah.
But not the It's like I can't remember the year of it. It's a really old one now. Like
Yeah, the
little, like-
60s. Adam West Batmobile.
Yes.
It was I think it was a Corvette engine in it, or frame or something like that. Yeah.
Someone in Houston has one of those, and it's freaking amazing.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, for the newer vehicle though, I'm gonna count that as my third. But for my fourth one, it's the new Ford Broncos.
I was gonna ask you what you thought of those.
I love those things. I already like I like that like horrible gray blue color that it has. Like that's like my favorite color, like the most depressing color ever. It's my favorite. Like it took me like years to like finally say I have a favorite color, and it's that, and everyone's like, what the fuck? But no, I love those. I love the way that they look, especially the bigger ones. And then now look, I love that like gray color. But recently, on my way back to Houston from New York, I was driving, and I see a two-tone truck driving on the other side, right, of the street. I see like two-tone, like red and white, like a classic two-tone color, and like immediately, like I'm like, oh, classic truck. It was a new Bronco, two-toned, red and white. It was beautiful. It was like I'm gonna wipe the drool from my mouth right now. But
Want some water? Oh.
oh, thanks, man. But no,
Thank God it's sponsored by.
oh yeah, Niagara.
Oh, let's get sponsored by a company nobody knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you guys don't know Niagara? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, that's
Come on,
like
Hicey.
that's my choice for a newer vehicle.
Mm.
Nice.
I'm going movie/TV cars. I'm gonna give you a top like cars that I liked when I was like a teen and an adult, young adult. the first car I'm going to mention is, of course, we all wanted it as a kid, and some of them people actually got it, and I never got it, but I sat next to them, like the Ecto ones, like was one of the ones I've always wanted. It's kind of weird to say this. The car before it got shot up, RoboCop's car, when he was Murphy, the cop car, the
Ford Taurus.
but if you whoop it up, make it look like RoboCop's car, that the door turns out when he opens the door, the chair, when he gets like RoboCop. You ever see when he became RoboCop, they turned the chair so it would turn when he would get out of the car? That'd be sweet. Like the chair actually turns when you get out of the car. Like,
And I
wouldn't that
thought
be
it was
cool?
in the chair in the police station.
Oh, I was gonna add one of those in my truck. I can't remember what the chairs are called, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's about like the gunner seat, like in the Ecto.
No, it actually just turns. Like when the car,
Yeah.
you get out of the car, it actually turns like
Yeah,
turns
like-
sideways.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. Like, what if like the door accidentally opens and you're driving, you're like, shit. Like, no.
Arnar.
There goes my in the arms of an angel. Good thing you have your seat. This is why you need to wear your seatbelt, kids. Like, had Joe die, well, his idiot butt didn't put a seatbelt on this time. He flew right into traffic.
Oh,
Rain, grab the wheel. Dang it, Joe. The other car that, even though it's kind of weird, it was a weird car for its time. I really liked the Urkelmobile. There was like a bug with the front opening. Did you ever see that car?
No, no.
You should definitely Val look it up. You'll freak out when you see it. As soon as I hear it, as soon as Val looks things up in my mind immediately, like last time, it's like, do you don't want to see the
Yeah.
browser? Oh no,
Is it
wrong
the
browser.
Road Rash or something.
You hear like a video game.
Oh, what the heck?
Right?
Dude, that thing is so cool.
Right? Yeah, it's like a front opening. Now Rain's like, I gotta see this.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
gotta see that.
goofy looking. I love it.
Yeah, it's not like two doors. Is you open the front of the car and the steering wheel's on the front of the car, like by the thing, like.
Oh, yeah. It's a BMW Isetta 600. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen those before. Yeah, Europe has some weird cars.
It's a weird car, and I'm like, I never really see anybody like mock it, but it would be hard to mock it because the front of the door is the front of the car.
Yeah.
Like
There, I don't know if you ever watch, because being a car person, there's the British show Top Gear, and the old one with the original three guys that were on it, and they had they were doing this one episode where it's a car that it's only three wheels. It's got two wheels in the back and one wheel in the front. And they're like, this is the most dangerous thing ever. And every time he makes a sharp turn, the car just literally just flips on its side.
oh
And,
gee.
and through the episode, it's just him fucking up the car, showing how bad this is. And it's really funny. You saying that just reminds me of that episode from there. But yeah, it was.
Other car would be the one from A-Team, the A-Team van. Like, who would want the A-Team van? But then you don't want to have the aim like the A-Team aim like the stormtroopers, and someone's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then you just shoot around the fucking guy instead of the actual guy getting blown away. It's just like, well, we're all about to die. Joe got the aim of a stormtrooper.
Oh, not a car. I always wanted Airwolf though.
Ooh, another one. Knight Rider. I definitely would love that. I would love to have got a Knight.
Trans Am, wasn't it?
I think so. Can't remember what kind of car Knight Rider was, but come on, the Knight Rider car. Like you pull up at any place back in the 80s with a Knight Rider car. What girl is not going
T-top?
Wow.
I remember going to Universal Studios, and you can actually go in and sit in Kit and talk to him, and you can actually, and that was pretty neat.
So cool.
Another car, because I love Ghostbusters, but Jurassic Park will always have my heart. Then one of those like Jeeps.
Oh, the Jeep? Or are you talking about the original Explorer? Because I remember
like the Explorer, that one. Also the Jeep that what's name got absolutely murdered in.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Newman.
You know what's funny? You guys both gotta look this up after you're done with the show. Go look it up. There's videos actually talking about side stories from the movies, the first movie. Like,
oh, really?
What happened to the canister? What happened after what happened to Newman's body after the movie? Did they ever discover it? Whatever happened with this and that? They were talking about what was in the third Paddock on one of the other movies and stuff like that they never talked about. Like, I was just like, it's like, what do they call that with YouTube videos? If you click one video, it's like a rabbit hole, like going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I was me. I looked at my computer, and it said literally, it was like 8:30, or like it says right now, EST. And then I was watching the videos, and looked at it at 11:30 at night. I was like, oh my God, I went down the freaking Jurassic Park. Freaking, like, I went to the bad part of Jurassic Park that nobody knows, the half human. I was like, oh my God. Did I just go into
the actual Michael Crichton novelization? When the movie came out, I read the book on it, and there's like so that book actually has like parts of from the movie The Lost World were in the book. And so when you see Lost World, you're like, oh, that was in technically the first movie. And in the book, actually, John Hammond dies and Ian Malcolm dies. Spoiler alert. So
you know, it's weird. They should have. I love Ian Malcolm's character because I literally, every time when I worked at Walmart, I would literally, everybody could tell us, if there was anybody that watches my shows on Facebook, they would be like, yeah, Joe would freaking ramble. Lights would go out in Walmart, and like really loudly at the door, because I was a great, I'll go, chaos. See, when light goes out, the power goes out, chaos. Every time. And they're like, shut up, Joe. Stop saying chaos. The power went out, so the power was out, and chaos. Like, that was me every time. And then I'd be like, everybody okay over there? The T-Rex got out of his cage again? Oh, okay. I'll just pretend I'm a train for 3 hours.
Nice.
Bad greeter. I was a bad people greeter. Like, not one receipt checked. Like, bad. There you go. I'm gonna put the chaos face in the middle of the chat on YouTube. So the last car I'm gonna say is the one that's on my vest, the DeLorean. That car. Oh my gosh, I would be so bad if the DeLorean was really able to go into like the past or present. I'd be so bad. I'd go to the past and I'm an idiot. I'd walk out and accidentally step on a bug, and then it'd ruin the whole timeline.
Was the butterfly effect?
Yeah, I'd be the idiot that stepped on a butterfly, and you're like, Joe, oh, you're not supposed to touch anything. Well, somebody's about to die.
Oh dear.
Valerie, that'd be Valerie.
Modern vehicles.
Modern. Okay, the modern one that I kind of like, but I kind of said I was kind of goofing on it before. Have you seen those new cars now that kind of look like the Batmobile, like a square black car that's like made by the guy that used to own X, that weird box looking car now?
No.
You haven't seen it? I've been seeing. No. I guess there's a lot of rich people that live by me. I saw two of them. One was in Milford, PA, where I live.
Val's our investigator.
Yeah.
The other one was in Bethel Woods. It was over there where I was a few days ago. I was at a concert and freaking rocked out, man. Got some subscribers.
You talking about the Batmobile from? Are you talking about an actual Batmobile or
an actual car? It was like an actual car that they're selling now.
You talking about the Robert Pattinson car?
Yeah, it's like a Robert Pattinson kind of car, but they're actually selling it. It's for sale.
Interesting.
It's like a black car. It looks like a box.
You talking about like a Scion?
Maybe it's a Scion, but it's nice looking. But it's kind of like, I don't know if I would want to buy it. Like,
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh, it went down the rabbit hole. Uh-oh.
I actually searched something, and then like I didn't spell it right, and it showed me something else I didn't want to see. I was like, whoa.
Uh-oh.
Good Lord. I think this is just gonna have to happen every episode now.
Yep.
Reminds me of Ted. Oh, look at this black cock.
And then it's just like, it's and all of a sudden we'll hear like, whoa. Like, we gotta make like how we gotta get a still shot of you like this, Val, and then put like a spit next to it and go, well, That's not what we're looking. It has the oh my god, the guy from White Chicks. What's his name?
Uh-huh.
Have him like standing there like this, doing the bump 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 bump, and you're just like, oh no, I wasn't searching that.
No, wait.
And then
Oh,
and she shares it, and I'm like, oh, and you're like, no. That would be
Okay,
the-
I am not finding.
oh my
this
god, we have to
vehicle.
make that fake clip, like we have to film it separately and have you going, no, and they're like, well, let's share it, and then it has him doing the chest bump, like, dum, 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 dum. how not
Any
to
other
make
modern
your-
vehicles that you're interested in?
Oh, like modern vehicles, there's a lot of like the electric cars. A few of the electric ones that I've seen. I've been in a few Ubers that are just the electric car with, even though I hate the handle getting in at the, I think I said it last time, one time, you click the handle and you have to hold it in and then open the door, and then the door will open for you. And it's like
Huh.
push handle doorknob.
You talking like a Tesla?
Yeah. In the
Okay.
Tesla. I had a few Teslas that were my Uber, and I felt bad to the Uber guy. I'm like, you're going to charge me extra for getting in the car late? And they're like, no, you never been in one before. And I was like, no. Oh my god. If you would have been if you were the Uber driver, you would have just dead. You would have been like, just get out and open the door. As I said, imagine they made that into a Ecto One, a Tesla.
No.
I was like, I don't want to imagine that.
No.
Like,
The car would die within leaving the lights too long. It's just
Yeah, no
electric.
shit.
all right,
No.
let's change it up and have it run off of ectoplasm.
Yeah,
There you go. River slime, mood slime.
Yeah. Oh, you have to spray mood slime and then like play some songs and then like just like watch the car just go on its own.
Oh god, just goes right into the river.
Oh,
I mean, the
oh,
rest
no.
of Possessor Ghost who took the Ecto, so
Oh yeah.
Oh geez, imagine. I'm trying to think, what's next? What's the next topic of choice, ladies? What are we talking about next?
oh, real quick, I'll finish my modern cars as I didn't
Okay.
get there. I love rally racing, and that's kind of a bit of a side thing that I love. And I really love Subarus. I was really sad. So there's the sport rally version that they have, which is called the WRX STI, which originally wasn't available here in the States. You had to get one back in like I think it was 2000 or mid 2000s is when they finally imported him and started selling them here. And they sold really well. And then this year is the first year, 2023 is when they started. There's no more STIs. And so this for 24, they have this TR version, and it's like nothing close to an STI. But the STI is basically, it's like a 320 horsepower and like 290 pounds of torque. It's like really fast, and it's awesome car. But it's a 4-door. And you could drive like a family in it, and things. And I was really, really close to getting one. And then, but I carry too much shit everywhere. And I have DJ gear I have to take everywhere. So now I have to look into getting something. So looking like either, there's a new Toyota 4Runner coming out at the end of this year. That it's the first year it's going to be a turbocharged 4-cylinder instead of the normal 6 and V8s that I guess they used to have. So, and it's supposed to be a little bit bigger, and it's a totally different body style. So I've been eyeing that, or possibly a Subaru Outback, and go white and have it the Ecto Outback was a
Oh
plan.
jeez.
Because it's got the roof rack, already on it. So I mean, you could, easily just attach one on and go from there. Because we actually have a 21 Subaru Forester, and it's white, and and there's so many times I want to put like the white no ghost on it, but it's my partner's car, so I won't. I can't do that.
You'll get the wave of the finger. No.
Yeah, it's got the roof rack on it too. It's got the roof rails. So I'm like, dude, you can easily throw a roof rack on it. We have so many people in our team that one has done like a Mazda CX-3 or one of the Mazda SUVs. Theirs is all white, and they've been ectoing it out. Another person with the Kia Soul, they call it the Ecto Soul. So it's kind of a thing, but yeah. But so Subarus are like my love for newer cars. So there you go.
Awesome. So what's our next topic, ladies? Or do you like got nothing else?
Yeah, no. So I'm a being that so with my trip last week, I was DJing everything at these events from like Pantera to like Green Day to Snoop and Jay-Z. And it got me thinking. It was there's so many genres of music out there. And another thing, you have music nerds. So if you had to name what are your favorite genres you like listening to, and if you can meet any band in the world, living or dead, who would you like to meet?
Ooh.
And it doesn't have to be a band; it could be an artist too. If it's like if you wanted to meet Prince or Bowie, and they passed on, if you can meet anyone in the music
you go
industry.
first. I got a good one, but like you go first.
Go ahead. I talk to
you. You know what I want to do? I would love to go back in time and just sit and drink some tea with David Bowie. And just ask and just sit and ask him questions about the Labyrinth.
I was gonna say he is the Goblin King.
I would ask him questions, and then I would have him make a video about Ghost Head Nerd Talk, even though it's in the past.
You want to dance, magic dance?
Make a promo.
Dance.
And have him wearing the full gear and sit drink tea with him and say, before I go, I know this thing in my hand is from the future, but can you make a promo for my future podcast? Just have him wearing the full gear and just have do a promo for the show.
So here's a question: what music do you have on repeat all the time?
Oh.
Like, in other words, like if you're going somewhere and you have to put on, like or a particular genre, of music. Like I'm always listening, to this or to that,
How about you, Val? Who would you want to meet?
Go.
Oh, me? Me too. Me,
yeah,
Ghost. Of course, I'm a super big fan of Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's On Our Own. I listen to that song every single day to wake myself up in the morning.
Nice. Okay. So you like R&B?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So is it all R&B or just like 90s R&B?
I would say 90s, but it's funny. You're gonna laugh. It's like if I hear a good R&B song, it's always got to be something that's like one of those songs that you see Joe dancing at a party, and I'm not just dancing. I'm doing the leg like dancing on the ground, kind of like grinding 90s music. I'm dancing. I'm dancing around like.
So you popping and locking?
Oh yeah, I'm walking up to girls looking like Mike, like that movie Mike, Magic Mike, dancing with a girl like, oh yeah, girl.
So fun fact, if you guys didn't know, Papa Joe is a DJ too.
Yep, Papa Joe's a DJ. And every party I'm at with him, he always plays My Prerogative because that's like my favorite song. And other than On Our Own, My Prerogative is like the song that I'm always like, please play My Prerogative. He's like, Randy, it's already on the set list. Yes. Fine. I'm like, with nothing, you'll hear it soon. And then they hear the screech. I'm just like, walking around, dancing around the dance floor, like.
So you like 90s R&B, hip hop? That's your main genre of choice?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Tupac to Biggie, probably like New Edition. I go around from the New Editions. I'll go to Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. West Coast pop. Like, oh my God, all the Biggie songs that everybody knew. And then sadly put Dear Mama. Dear Mama.
Yeah. Tupac. Yeah.
Go to Biggie. Your turn, Val. Who would you want to meet?
Well, look, I think maybe I could knock out two questions at once. Both who would you want to meet, and who would you want to meet, and then what's like on your repeat lately? Because like I've been like, I'm sorry, I'm like just like no, gonna do like the dinosaur arms. I see for years I like just for no reason. Well, actually, there's one song I don't like from this group, and it's like their most popular one. And because of that one song, I didn't listen to this group for years. Up until last year, I started just slowly playing their music more and more, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like absolutely in love with their stuff. And like especially lately, like I have like an on repeat playlist on Spotify, and like there's like a bunch of their songs on there, and like I've like gotten books on this group, and like I absolutely I freaking love this music. And I'm sorry if it's like really basic. I'm sorry if it's such a basic answer. It's the Beatles.
No, I love
Okay.
the Beatles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shoot.
No, I had a friend. We always would argue because he was like, "They're no talent hacks." You know, it's like their songs are so simple. It's like, dude, it was the '50s. You know, that was the thing. You know, it wasn't like today where stuff is a bit more, or in the '90s where things were a bit more complicated. You know, I mean, even today's music is kind of gotten to a basic, simple. I mean, music is to be longer. I mean, now it's shortened. Now it's like 2-3 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, but no, love the Beatles. Yeah, no, absolutely love them.
Okay.
I have so much Beatles stuff. I'm a bit of a Beatle maniac, but kind of closeted, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Now, do you want to know the song though that kept me from listening to the Beatles for years?
Yellow Submarine.
No. Here Comes the Sun.
Really?
That
That's a freaking good one.
because I've just I think there's a movie that I watched as a kid where that song was in, and it was one of those movies where like like sometimes kids like to watch movies on repeat.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that movie. So,
Mm.
but my mom always put it on repeat for me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I can't remember I don't remember much of the movie. I just remember the song playing during some montage scene. And like I'm gonna look this up. No, I'm gonna look this up. Yeah, because I don't want to say something and then it be wrong and then like sound stupid, right?
It's
But
okay.
I'm gonna,
Don't
like,
be stupid to us.
Yeah.
You're one of our buddies. We
I'll
we
figure it out
defend you,
afterwards.
Val. We'd be
stupid all
like,
the
"Damn it."
No, I'm gonna look this up here in a minute. But like whenever I thought of the Beatles, I just thought of that one song, and I'm like, ugh, no. And like even now, as I started like listening to the Beatles more, like I'll just like play one of their albums. But whenever that song comes on now, I skip over it, and I still refuse to listen to it. Even now, I don't listen to it.
Mm.
So do you like their earlier stuff or their later stuff?
Oh, their later stuff. Well,
Later.
I like a little bit of both. Like
Yeah.
Like Let It Be is like one of my favorites, and then I also like Here, There, and Everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And then there's
Favorite
also
album? Favorite album.
Oh god, it's probably gonna have to be Help.
Oh, good one. Yeah, yeah.
I always think
Yeah.
of that song when I have something wrong. I'll like post that on Instagram or Facebook. Help! I need somebody. Like if you
Mine's
ever see the
Abbey
Ghost
Road.
Head Nerd Talk
Mine's
page
Abbey Road.
saying "Help," somebody message Joe because something's wrong.
Oh, okay. No, like just to like add to just to add to the fun, I'll like send the song to yo, you good, and then like send a song link.
Yeah. Either the StreamYard's failing or like I'm having a bad day because something happened on the channel. We got to flag some reason. I'll be like, help, I need somebody. That was like the day that we made the video with the trailer and I was trying not to play the sound. And Rain's like, what's wrong with it? And she kept
Oh
clicking.
yeah.
That thing, within a few days, that video got 100 views. And I woke up to look at, I was like, let me see how good it did. No.
Yeah. I think it's because you posted it without any talking behind it. Because there were other people that were using that same trailer, posting it. And
don't worry. When Beetlejuice comes out, we'll do like a trailer thing, and we'll yip
Yeah.
it.
Well, they already have trailers for it now, so we're
Well, when
a
it
little late
comes
on
the last trailer, aren't they doing the last one in September or whenever it
Oh,
comes out?
probably right before, like with Frozen Empire Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Val, so the Beatles are what you listen to if you're going to the store. Is that like your main go-to?
Yeah, like I usually, like I said, like it's like on my on repeat playlist, and then like on Spotify, because they came out with this like a couple years back, and it's just this playlist that it'll play like your most repeated 30 songs, and like it updates like every like couple of days, and usually Beatles is on there. So like if I want to listen to like just like a mixture of like whatever I want to listen to, I'll put that on. But like usually like I click on a Beatles song first and then like put it on shuffle. That or like I have like there's stuff like like another little section where it's just like I click on them and then like all their stuff comes up. But
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's been like them that I've been listening to like on repeat. I think it's getting on my dad's nerves because like anytime we go anywhere, he's like, hey, like, take me over here so I could like, do something with my truck. Okay. But like we have a rule, whoever's driving controls the music.
Right.
So, and he hates my music.
Oh no.
We need Mr. Val's dad. We need you to proof into the chat. We need to know this. I need proof.
But also he's like, so he like kind of hates it, kind of likes it, because like he's happy that I'm not listening to like the folky acoustic stuff that I used to listen to whenever I was a little bit younger. Like he's happy I'm not like listening to that. But also like I've just been playing Beatles like on repeat for the past few months. So he's just like, dude. But then he also there are fun moments though where like I mentioned a lot whenever I like at first like really started listening to their stuff like a lot. He like I told him, I was like, yeah, like I'm listening to the Beatles or whatever, and he's like, I've never heard music from them. I'm like, what? Okay, yeah, that's what he said, right? But I'll be like, look, Dad, like I'm learning this like solo from Let It Be on guitar, and like I played the solo part, and then he's like, he'll like start saying the lyrics. He's like, is that the song? And I'm like, yeah. and then like he started singing like another thing, like he tried to say like these lyrics from a different song, but like it's just like I can't actually remember, but he said it out of like pace or whatever, and it ended up sounding like a part from Hey Jude, and I was like,
cool.
oh hey, that sounds like Hey Jude. I played it, and my dad's like, hey, I've heard that song. I'm like, you've heard the fucking Beatles, dude. Like,
Right.
Hey Jude. And I was like,
cool.
oh hey, that's me.
Sorry about that.
You're good. But yeah, lots
No,
of
that's
Beatles
great.
lately.
Yeah. I find that throughout my years, I get into these stints of music. So I had my my 60s and 70s like stint where I was just listening to nothing but like Beatles, Zeppelin, Who, Pink Floyd. I was listening to a lot of stoner, like old stoner music, I guess you could call it. And I remember the first time I took mushrooms, we listened to Steve Miller Band. It was the first time I heard Steve Miller Band, and I was like, holy shit, I understand this fucking music. And I loved Steve Miller since then. And the very first song was Jungle Love, and I love that song. But also driving an old car made you feel like, I feel like I have to listen to this, but it kind of went with like the feel of the vehicle. And I just loved that era, right? 50s, 60s, 70s stuff. And that's stuff my parents always listened to. So I always remember that shit on repeat all the time. And then 90s or 80s got into like, 80s rock, was into like Kingsryche and Slaughter and like Guns N' Roses and Heart and Samantha Fox and pop music and Michael Jackson. And so I listened to a huge gambit. And then 90s moved into a different genre and of like and went into like a skater mode with like Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden. I listened to all the fucking time. And my number one band that I went to was my go-to band was 311. I remember seeing that. Well, not seeing that, but I found them on their very first album, and nobody knew about them. They were kind of indie still, and then they got huge with their third album, and it was cool because I had family that was in Nebraska, and they were from Nebraska, so it was like, oh, cool, they're kind of like me, in a sense. But it was, and I've seen them in concert 3 times, and they're actually supposed to be playing out where I live later in I think September. But I've seen them in Vegas and I've seen them in LA. But that was my one of my favorites. I just loved all their stuff. And then I was listening to lots of hip hop at the same time. So like one day I would go into lots of Digital Underground and Tupac and Biggie and all that, and then going it back into like alternative and grunge and other stuff. It was just day to day. Then I think when the 2000s, when I kind of just stopped listening to, it was when radio, you didn't really have to listen to the radio anymore. You could listen to everything you ever wanted, So I would drive everywhere and have my own. You would have your own music on iPods and shit like that. So I always put on lots of Beatles, 60s, 70s, and then just everything from all the genres from that up point. And then
Welcome to Hard and Soft Podcast. My other wrestling buddies from the opposite side of my podcast world. Good guys. They're funny. If you're not hard, you're soft. That's their whole phrase. They're a bunch of they're cool guys. They're part of my PA wrestling family. So
can't speak for Val, but I like it hard. So sorry.
God, somewhere hard's going, bro. I can hear him going, bro. They're funny guys.
Oh gosh. But late 90s.
Screen's just fading. Val's just fading away into like Thanos style.
The late 90s is when I got into electronic music with It's Okay to Be Soft. There we go. There we go.
That'd be
Okay. There we go. My camera was like in the way of the screen. I couldn't see what was being said.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
But yeah, late 90s is when I got into house and a lot of electronic music because people weren't into it then. So it was like Chemical Brothers and Crystal Method, and Daft Punk was still brand new. I mean, I got Daft Punk's first album on vinyl. Yeah, it was started to be house DJ then, and then just listened to lots of house music. Then fast forward, just always listen to like my own stuff. I got actually out of EDM for a while. Got back into it like 2018, 2019. And then just jump back in. So my go-to music today, though I listen to everything. The only things I don't listen to are country. I just can't identify with country or
they give me.
I appreciate that music and I respect it, but it's just not for me. I'll listen to it. I won't knock it. But yeah, it's just not for me. Though I mean, not country related, but it was. I guess you can consider it folk music, but it was the old cowboy music. Like Sons of the Pioneers and which the kids are probably going like, what the fuck is that? Or Roy Rogers. That was stuff my dad has these fucking songs on vinyl because his dad had them. So whenever we went somewhere, my dad would listen to Drifting Along on the Tumbling Tumbleweeds, that kind of music, everywhere we went, he had like that stuff playing all the time. So I grew up with that. I mean, I don't listen to it now, but that was like that was as far as country I'd ever really got into. That and classical music, like orchestra or operatic, the only stuff that's like the only things I don't really listen to, but I listen to everything. But my go-to list if I'm driving somewhere is always just house music. I'm always listening to house, bass house. Right before I play a derby game, I play like lots of drum and bass because it's fast, hard hitting. It's different from dubstep. Dubstep is a little slower and it's got those weird, different beats to it. Yeah, drum and bass is just much more harder, faster, and yeah, I like it hard.
Like
I'm bad.
You do next, Val, then I'll tell you about my heavy rock that I could see myself like slamming myself to because my chef at work, he always plays the fun rock. So you go first, then I go.
Han, you go first.
All right, sorry, Val. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Let me think about this for a second.
All right, no problem. I would say my playlist would go from like Alice in Chains, first and foremost, Alice Cooper. Welcome to my nightmare. Because I actually got a chance to go to his restaurant in Arizona when I was like in high school. And cool. It's called Cooperstown. I'm like, and my boss, my supervisor told her, like, well, that's a nice name for the place. I wonder why he hadn't got a lawsuit from the MLB because Cooperstown is where all the baseball players get inducted and go to. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, Cooper's.
I didn't get the reference.
I'm like, wow, copyright infringement. Boom, triangle. Joe's having a sweat attack in the morning. Alice in Chains. I would say Rooster.
Yeah.
I would say Rooster. I would say anything from Metallica from the one they used obsessively, everybody started playing after Stranger Things used Master of
Yeah.
Puppets.
Yeah.
The song that got me into Metallica, literally, I play the tape, I would rewind it, and right back to the beginning of the tape is Metallica's One. That song,
100.
Yes.
I just got chills even talking about it because I would literally be, I was the little white kid with his headphones on, and I had all the way the tape player, all the gauge, all the way to it can't click anymore, and I would listen to One, and you would literally hear the go 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 go. And the kids are asking me like, dude, I could actually hear all those gunshots, bro. Sounds like people. This kid that was on my bus, he was funny, but he was nice to me, but he would like make fun of my music choice on the headphones. He's like, man, Joe, I literally could hear every bullet that came out of those guns. I thought someone was getting shot, dude. What the hell? Like, I heard every word of that song, dude. You need Jesus. Like,
God. Yeah. Literally.
and I'm like, I do go to church on Sundays. Do you go to Baptist church? No, I get free chicken and mac and cheese, sucker. That's what I would tell him every time. Like, I go to church. Jesus says hi to me. I hang out with him. We eat fried chicken together after church. So what? Right? Like, I could talk urban. I know. I eat. I can speak to them. I eat. Put me in the hood and watch me get beat up.
Yeah,
like,
it's funny. My dad makes fun of me because of my lack of like being able to, how you phrase it, sound urban. Like, so he'll just start like rhyming and like trying to like do like little raps and stuff, and then he'll be like, "Come on, Valerie, finish the sentence," and I'm like, "Gangster," and he's like, "Gangster," like making fun of me.
It's funny.
I can't
and
do it.
the last group I'm gonna say is most people wouldn't put them like on an older playlist, but I feel like because they came out in the late 2000s and they had a lot of good songs. Seven Dust. Are you familiar with Seven Dust? Either you? You're a DJ, Rain. I'm surprised you don't know about Seven Dust.
God, the name.
They made a song called Terminator. They had the lead singer had long dreadlocks, and they would rock out, and he would also sing. So it was like he played both. But the last band that I would play that got me really into the dark metal, two of them, Marilyn Manson, were beautiful people. Of course, my wrestling side of me, hard and soft, would know this. For like 2 or 3 years, WWE SmackDown started every show with the Beautiful People theme. And it was weird because my dad, I'll be watching SmackDown, and my dad come running down the stairs. He's like, "Why do I hear Beautiful People? What are you watching?" I'm like, "Wrestling, SmackDown." He goes, "Since when did they decide to have Marilyn Manson as their song?" And I was like, "Been like that for like 2 years, Dad." Well, I guess WWE is seeing something we don't know. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, and the last band got me to draw my character super dark, and everybody gets a little weirded out when I say this. Tool, 46 and 2.
No, love Tool. Yeah.
They got me to make my character super creepy, dark, like something out of like one of those creepy movies. Like, he is. As soon as I saw him, I had a dream about a creepy guy living in an alley with a black mask.
No, their music videos were really like out there. Yeah, they were like almost mini horror movies in a sense. But yeah, they were. Yeah, it's really cool. I love Tool.
That album that came out with that one.
And listen to them and go to sleep.
Do you remember that CD cover? The cover moved.
Yeah, that was I think Enema. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember freaking out my mom. Like, "Mom, look,
I had Eulogy.
California sinking into the ocean. Look. You kept doing that with the cover.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The eyeball that moves around.
Yeah. It was a really good band. Yeah.
They still tour.
Yeah. But I know for the longest time they wouldn't get on like Spotify or any streaming services. So the only way you can get them, because they were against the whole royalty thing. And so I would take my own albums and just because you could put your own music on your own Spotify and download them. And so I would put my own tracks on there all the time. And then finally one day I was just like, let me look it up. And then because I think a newer album or something, it was one song I didn't have uploaded. And I just felt like listening to it. So I went to see if it was just on Spotify, and there was a whole fucking catalog. I was like, holy shit, they succumbed to the streaming, and now they're all on Spotify. So I was like, all right, cool.
Nice.
Now, Joe yapped 15 minutes. Val, your turn.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. What was the question again?
Oh, geez, like your favorite song said, dun, dun, and then Val froze. No, she's back.
Oh, your favorite songs? Okay, no, I didn't even know the question either. I
No, it's like music that, like rock music that you would say like that would be like your favorite rock music that you put in a playlist.
Okay. Favorite
oh,
rock
okay,
music.
okay.
My bad. I was like, I don't remember the question. Oh God.
I feel
And then
like
y'all threw it to me, and then I
Aaron.
was like, throw it to him.
Valerie,
Okay.
Vala.
God, I feel like all the rock music just like left my brain. Okay, so I would say one, and how I mentioned earlier, my dad like hated like the more folk acoustic kind of stuff I used to listen to when I was younger. So he tried to like he would just start playing like different kinds of music that he liked, which he doesn't really like a lot of stuff. He likes rap, country, and older rock. But one day my dad's like, you want to what, Valerie? Like I was probably like 14 at the time. I like had a guitar and I was like learning like more of the folky stuff that I was listening to. And my dad, we were like driving out to the beach one day. He's like, you want to what, Valerie? I'm going to show you something else. And he started playing. He found an 80s metal playlist on Spotify, and he just started playing like all these metal songs. And one that I really liked and was Enter Sandman.
Nice.
I freaking love that song, and I went home and I learned it on the guitar. And then I stopped playing guitar for like 6 years and I forgot it. But which I've been like relearning it lately. But yeah, that song though is like that one's like
That's
there.
a fun one.
Yeah.
There's some other ones from the Black album that like never really get the credit they deserve, like Wolf and Man. That's another good one from that from Black album, from that album that came off of the that song, the Enter Sandman. There's Enter Sandman. There's Wolf and Man. There's Wherever I May Roam. That was another good one off that album. That album, the quote, "The gangsters," as your dad would say, he understand. He good like I am. He hard like I am. He hard. He know. He wear the vest like I do, like looking cool. That whole album was a banger. There was not one track off Black album that I would say skip. No, I was like every song. Neck broken. I might have to give me tons of Tylenol to listen to that.
The video I remember was Justice for All with the guy constantly nodding his
head.
Oh
God, yeah.
Doing like the Morse code or something like that. And yeah.
Wasn't that one?
No, it wasn't that Justice for All, wasn't it?
I don't know. I remember.
Darkness, imprisoning me. All can I see.
That's one.
That was one?
Yeah.
That was one. See, the teenage Joe just went like this with the puffy hair and spiked in the front, went, "Where'd you get this girl, Joe?" She
Sorry.
One. And then the black kid sitting next to me going, "Joe,
I'm a househead right now.
Do I have to call the cops? You need Jesus."
Yeah,
I literally would get made fun of on the bus listening to heavy metal. But then I got my Crow phase and nobody wanted to talk to me. They were scared.
Yeah. No, after that though, like after that I got like really into metal. And then like I kind of fell out of it for a bit and then I got back into it. And then I'd like listen to like 80s metal all the freaking time. Like a lot of Metallica, a lot of Ozzy, a lot of Iron Maiden, like kind of the more like well-known stuff. Like I really loved it. And it was funny because like I'd be there, like I'd be driving, like my dad and I would be driving around or whatever, and I'd put that on. And like after like 2 songs, my dad's like, "Hey, can you turn this off? Like I want to listen to something that's not so like not calm." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, dude." And then I'd have to change and I'd be upset. Now I'm trying to think of what other kinds of rock do I listen to? Oh dear Lord.
System of a Down.
Oh yeah.
I never listened to System of a Down.
No.
No.
You know
I'm so
what's
sorry.
weird? They have good music,
Like-
but a lot of people don't give them as like the credit they deserved. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
they were very different for the time. I mean, yeah, Static X. Gosh,
Power
I
Man
mean,
5000.
yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah, well, I think they only had like the one hit wonder though. That
Yeah.
Worlds Collide.
Silverchair.
Silver, yeah, nobody remembers them. They're an Australian band. They were a young
My
Australian band.
Freaking
Yeah,
chef once
I-
again,
I
Kofi,
had-
which makes a delicious
I
burger.
had both of their albums. Yeah, I had that.
They had that one that if you remember watching the VMAs, they performed. They were the opening act, kind of like to open the show
Yeah.
before the show. They performed the latest hit on the the marquee Radio City Music Hall. They were on top of the marquee performing.
I think I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the song was called Fat Boy. The hit. That sounds horrible. Nowadays they would have got canceled.
Probably.
So
not.
like a lot of the stuff I listen to, I don't listen to like there's very few groups where it's like I listen to like the group. Like a lot of times it's just like songs, like just like little specific like nitpick their songs. So like I'm like I'm not really. I feel like all like my knowledge of rock music just kind of left. I'm so sorry.
Now, you don't hate that? Yeah. Then you're gonna be like an hour later going, "Fuck, I remember now."
I'm like, oh yeah, that's a rock song.
Well, yeah, oh god, yes. If you didn't listen to Bohemian Rhapsody,
I love
like
Queen.
Yeah,
Wayne's World
there's a
style
bunch
in
of
the
Queen
backseat.
songs that I like.
Oh my god, if we ever were in the same area, we could have did like a mock version of that video from Wayne's World. The people in the car. I'm already thinking of next year's theme song for the show. We need to do it like Full House, like the show intro, and have me doing like, and then have Joe, Ghostbuster Joe, and then have Rain like turning around like she's adjusting her proton pack, and she goes, and then it says Rain, and then have Val like playing with a dog, and then she's like,
Funny enough, I was just
Hey.
thinking, now Val is like our regular other host now. I need to redo the video to add her into it.
I felt so bad. It didn't say Val. I was just like, she's like, oh,
Oh no, no, it's fine. Believe me, I'm like, it's fine. I'm new.
We are so happy to have you part of our team, Val. We had you part of the other episode, and Rain is like, Joe, we should. I was like, do you think we should add her? I felt the same bond that I felt like when I added Rain. Like I just felt something, you know what I mean? It was like, I think it was like a friend bond. I was like, when you meet somebody and you don't know them, I'm surprised they didn't, like one time I did this and the heart came out of my hand. I don't know. It's just not doing it. It was like a one-time thing, I guess. It's like, when you meet somebody on the train and you talk about something and then the doors close and you're like, I'm never going to see that person again. And then you're like, how do I find out who this person is? You look them up online, and we were like, we had you on, and I was like, I think I talked to Rain a few days later. I was like, we should.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I was like, I think we should see if she wants to join us. See if she's like interested.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Yeah.
I know. I was so scared too. I was like, man, like I'm not gonna be able to like do this because like I kind of just like all these like schedules I kind of have to work around, and then like somehow it just like all ended up like falling into place, and I was like, hey, I could join.
And I'm glad.
Guess what?
I work better with people that know about everything. And remember, we were originally supposed to be 80s and 90s with you part of the team. As Rain said it, and it kind of made sense. And I was kind of, and then she said it, and then I was like, ow, ruler. Yes, it makes sense. Ow, 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 ow. You're part of the 2000s. I'm the 80s and 90s. Rain's 80s and 90s like I am. So you add the 2000s into the conversation.
Yeah.
Just
I bring in the younger crowd.
Yeah. Aw. They
Skibbity Riz.
the Tic Tacs.
I'm so sorry.
That had the kids I work with dying. I had these 17-year-old kids going. I was like, yeah, we were talking about the Tic Tacs, And Logan was just like, you're bad, Joe. She was like, hee, laughing at me in the corner. I was like, Logan, you're hilarious. Stay away from the kids, Joe. You're gonna get in trouble. Yep.
Okay, real quick before we go, my playlist.
Yes, your turn.
Pantera Walk. Yeah, I played that too during the Derby bouts, and I had so many people like banging their heads, like, I haven't heard that song in fucking forever. I was like, yeah. I have to have What Is and What Shall Never Be, Led Zeppelin. Just perfect slow beginning and then kick your ass. And something from AC/DC.
But which one would be Thunder? Would it be TNT?
But that's such a. I always liked because I was a big fan of gosh, what is it? Maximum Overdrive. Who Made You? You like that movie too? Yeah. And wasn't it like a Texas? No, it was North Carolina or something like that. But I was just always a fan of that movie. I liked Emilio Estevez, and yeah, and I just loved how you see AC/DC's van like right in the beginning.
Yeah, on the bridge. All the watermelons come in. And
yeah. But yeah, I don't know, like any of their songs. Yeah, Thunderstruck is such a great. It's a really good one, but it's such a kind of. It's too mainstream. It's like if like you want to do something that's unique but different. Hell's Bells is always a really good one. But yes, something from DC. I mean, you can't go wrong with anything. Shook You All Night Long, another really good one. But yeah, I know I go from one gambit to the other.
Yeah, it's always good to have your favorite song. You know, it's one thing that everybody likes music. There's like songs that everybody has, like, if they don't have it on their top 10 or whatever, it's just like, if you don't have it on, everybody has a different decision of what song they really liked as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, as Matt Pinfield would have said on MTV, everybody's music choices are a little different than the others. You may like Tupac and the West Coast like genre music, but another person may have like East Coast music that you've never heard of. Like there's a band that I want you to research later on. You'll love them. They're called Ripe. They're an East Coast based band. Lead singer looks like a guy you would see on the beach, just big chubby guy with an afro, and he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And their music makes you think of Sublime. So
okay, yeah.
And they have this genre. They have a song called "A Little Bit Louder" that I could see you in your car, Val, like, and have like saxophones and guitarists, drummers, congas. Oh my gosh, a little bit louder. Okay, I want to. If you're watching it somehow, some way, right? I want you to see if we could use "A Little Bit Louder" as a theme song for like intro for something, because you guys are amazing. I saw him in concert a few days ago with Jason Mraz. Another one, Jason Mraz. His music is really good, and he always has words behind it. But yeah, so if you guys are watching this later on YouTube, put in the comments your favorite heavy metal music, your favorite regular rock music, and also your favorite cars from movies, or just in general, your favorite cars, old school and new school. And that's going to be a big comment. But yeah, yeah, and people you would like to meet, living or dead. So next week, unfortunately,
oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just commenting. No, you're fine.
Oh, sorry, I did it again. Yep.
Wait, no.
Thank you.
I just want to say next week I will not unfortunately be here. I am going to be going to check out something interesting in the Carolinas. There's some kind of disturbance there. I have to like investigate. So you guys won't see me next week. I won't be here, but Rain and Val will be around. Show's still happening. Show doesn't stop for one person not being here. So chokes me up a little bit. I won't be able to be here for episode 80, but I'll be here for episode 81.
Yeah.
So Mr. Ghostbuster GB Joe will be back in probably not wearing his jean jacket, probably some of the other gear that I have in my room that I find in here, or something I find on the trip, because I find something weird everywhere I go. So I'm Ghostbuster Joe.
And I'm Rain.
And I'm Valerie.
And just remember, us ghost heads have a lot to talk about.
There we go.